Get a look at who won this show during the last 10 years. A lot of prestige names: Jimmy Spencer, Brett Bodine, Reggie Ruggiero, Tony Hirschman, Mike Stefanik, Satch Worley, Lenny Boyd, Billy Pouch, George Brunhosel. Boy, I'll tell you, this is the cream of the crop coming to the top. And that's exactly what it should be. That's how this particular event got its name. This is truly the Race of Champions. Over 84 entries in this year's Sunoco Race of Champions field. Only 44 of them qualified. 40 teams have put the cars on the trailers, already gone home. And that left the 44 competitors to duke it out here this afternoon, starting on the pole in the number 27 car in the pole position, because he had the fastest time in the time trial round, Jan Lady out of Williamson, New York, and that 93 Chevy Cavalier. Starting on the outside pole in the number 77 car is Rick Fuller. Rick Fuller had to leave very quickly, apologized for no photo. Brother Jimmy getting married, more important, jumped the plane, headed back up there to Maine and wherever. Anyhow, in the number 3 position, it's Tim Conley out of Endicott, New York. 94 Chevy Cavalier running well out here. Starting 4th is Harold Dauncey out of Jackson, New Jersey. He's never won a feature race. He's looking for his first out here today in the Sunoco Race of Champions. Starting in the number 5 spot. Former winner here 2 years back. A lot of experience behind that 93 Pontiac Troyer. Out of Howell, New Jersey, Lenny Boyd. And starting 6th, a man who says that if he wins this one, he just might say quits. Tony Siscone, the track champion for the 12th time. 250 laps, a little over 156 miles. Caution laps will count. The race must finish under green. The second oldest race in the country. We're speaking of oval racing. Next only to the Indianapolis 500, which has been run more consecutive times than the one that you are witnessing right here. Flemington, New Jersey, the host for the 3rd consecutive year of this prestigious race. Jan Lady, Rick Fuller, now Tony Siscone up into the number 3 slot. In that number 4 position is Tim Conley. That's the top 4. They are out in front. Caution flag is out. On the pole, and we're talking about either Jan Leedy or Rick Fuller. This will give you an idea of just how fast these guys got around here. 17.325 seconds for Jan Leedy. That's 129.87 miles per hour. Rick Fuller, just a couple of hundredths of a second off the pace there, and that is why they started up front. Meanwhile, Chris Hopkins waves the green flag, and we are back racing action. Through turn number 4, you get a look as the cars come right at you. That's John Blewett III in that patriotic looking number 76. The race leaders, as they will come by the lap counter for the 25th time, a caution is out, and it's going to be Leedy, Fuller, and Siscone. Tim Conley and Rick Zacharias up into the number 5 position.
Prematurely.
Jeff Fuller, 3rd on the Featherlight Modified Tour this year with 2,761 points. Now we go back to green flag, a racing action, and just that quick, another caution just up the way from where Jeff Fuller hit the wall.
Looks like our leader was involved in that one. I see Jan Leedy's car sitting over there.
Jan Leedy had stopped We'll try to sort this out for you. Jan leading. Let's give you another look at what happened. Keep your eye down the back straightaway.
I believe I see Mike Units going.
Out of the 44th Sunoco Race of Champions early is the 1994 NASCAR Featherlight Modified Tour champion Wayne Anderson.
They came together and everybody started spinning, and you try to avoid it. You go every which way, and I hit the brakes and I got turned around, and it just knocked the front end out of the Sable Ford Insodome Skyline Chevrolet.
It's a sad end to what has been a good season for the 1994 NASCAR Featherlight Modified champion Wayne Anderson. Back to Roger and Carol.
The guys up front, we know, have not pitted, so it could very well be one pit stop race with all these yellows.
Jan Leedy led the first 50 laps here. Tony Siscone has been in front ever since. And that was the first 50. Siscone getting by some lap traffic. Coming out of 3 as they head out of turn 4 and down the front straightaway. The 11 of Ed Flemke in pursuit. Tony Siscone continues to just put a dent in the 250 lap mark. These guys have been getting around this track throughout the course of qualifying and throughout the course of the running here at speeds close to 130 miles per hour.
Well, the way they're running on the track right now, those top 3, they were 3rd, 5th, and 4th fastest in the qualifying, so it's really no surprise to see them up front.
Dan Meserve with a good run. He started 17th, and he has worked his way up into the number 4 slot as you got to look at the top 3. Be like in the Siscone pits.
Okay, leader Tony Siscone has arrived in the pit area some 11 laps later than he would have liked to in his pit window. The Dick Barney crew goes to work, taking off the Hoosier tires on the right side. They put right side tires on the brick starter and alternator entry. Siscone was starting to have a tough time holding off Lenny Boyd in the 2nd position. This could be just the break that Tony Siscone needed. Now they go to the left side of the automobile, left side Hoosiers come off. So far, a good pit stop by the Dick Barney crew, trying to get their driver, Tony Siscone, back out onto the track. 4 brand new Hoosier tires. Siscone getting ready to put the car back into gear. All he knows. Let's see if the fairy tale story ending can come true. Back upstairs to Roger and Carol.
Thanks, Bob, for that report on Tony Siscone. Approximately 30 seconds in the pit area for Tony Siscone.
Lenny Boyd has pulled out to a huge lead. I mean, we're talking a straightaway here. He's just now coming out of turn 4, and second place car is midway through turn 3 and 4. So
we should tell you that Lenny Boyd was very quick in the pits, and that actually helped to make a substantial difference for him. Very, very quick pit stop. Tony Siscone not quite as fast, and that has made a difference. But look, Siscone is all the way back up into the number 3 position. Lenny Boyd has that 93 Pontiac cranked up and hooked up and continues to lead this one as we come to lap number 200. The next time by the stripe, you see the distance that he has put between he and Tony Siscone. Ed Flemke makes his first appearance in the top 5. He is running 3rd. Ken Woolley has moved all the way back up through the field and is currently 4th. Dan Meserve with a good run out here this afternoon is running 5th as we come to the 80% mark of this one.
see, he dropped to Siscone to 3rd place. Just made a pass, so we got Flemke now in 2nd.
Just that quick, Ed Flemke begins to make his presence felt out of Southington, Connecticut, that 91 Chevy Cavalier. Flemke, one of the guys that runs the Featherlight Modified Tour in the John Hummel-owned car. The choice of tires on that vehicle Goodyear. A lot of guys run Hoosier. Oh, look at this. Flemke makes the big inboard, hold them off on lap number 210. Oh, they're duking it out.
Well, this is a great race, I'll tell you.
Flemke and Boyd about to come upon lap traffic. They are your race leaders. Ed Flemke hanging tough right there.
His best appearing pit crew obviously did what they had to do early in this one.
Tony Siscone hanging tough in third. Then it is Tim Conley and the 40 car of Ken Woolley. This could come down to anybody's race.
Well, the laps that are left is about a standard race that these guys normally would run, so a lot of them. And if Siscone stays where he is right now, it's going to be the third year in a row to finish third.
That's not where he wants to be.
Well, it's not bad. I'll talk about law of averages. That's not a bad one to have.
Your race leaders, 1, 2, and 3. Boyd, Flemke, and Siscone. Tim Conley not that far back and off the pace.
They're still showing Ken Woolley in fifth, but he's about a half of the track back.
One thing is for certain, those three guys are going to have something to say about the finish on this one. Flemke to the bottom of the track.
Ooh, there's a lap car there.
Flemke with a good evasive move. And Lenny Boyd takes advantage and puts a couple of car lengths between he and Flemke. This is turning into quite a show. The 44th Sunoco Race of Champions here on the Checkered Flag Racing Series. Thank you for joining us. We hope that you are enjoying this one as much as we are. Roger Snyder along with Carol Husak in the booth. Bob Finan down in the pit area.
These extended flag laps have been some really great racing. And it's not just what we're seeing up front. There's a lot of great racing all over this track. I don't know what the fans here that are seeing this in person know what to look at.
A superb crowd on hand to witness this one. We are on lap number 219. They're looking for 220 as they come by the stripe this time. Flemke gonna try it again. Boyd holds them off once again. That's out of turn number 4 as they head down the front straightaway. Lap number 220 is now in the book.
Well, there again, it looks like Eddie Flemke has the advantage in the corners, but or coming into the corners, and Lenny is able to hold him off by sticking to his line.
That's Kevin Collins in the 48 about to go another lap down. Lap traffic so far has really not been a consideration. Look at Tim Conley, he's moving up into 4th, and now Ed Flemke. Can he do it this time? Ed Flemke has just taken the lead on lap number 221.
Wants to put an end to this New Jersey jinx that's been on these guys the past few years. Ever since the Race of Champions moved here to Flemington, it's been a New Jersey driver that's won it.
Ed Flemke out of Southington, Connecticut. 27 laps remain, and Tony Siscone has just gone by Lenny Boyd. Tony Siscone now is second. Pete Britton in the 55. About to go a lap down. Ed Flemke continues to roar around here. Turning very quick lap times. Siscone and Flemke. You think these guys have dueled it out before? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tony's not about to give up, not at this stage of the game.
Siscone, second. 225 laps are done. 25 laps to go. Their spotters assisting and helping them to glide through the lap traffic.
Roger
Look at
Wilson.
Siskone, he's on the bottom of the track. Flemke was on the high side, and Siskone almost pulled that one off. And there was a time when lap traffic, and Siskone has taken the race lead.
Well,
Lap 2:27.
This is boiling down to a battle between the Raceworks chassis drivers. Eddie Flemke, of course, a partner with Reggie Ruggiero in the business. Tony Siskone using a Raceworks chassis here in that car number 14. They're running cars.
Siskone, Flemke, and Boyd. Tony Siskone looking to complete his career in the Cinderella story. He's looking to get by the slower car of Pete Britton. Meanwhile, Ed Flemke hangs right there. Flemke to the bottom of the track. Siskone got hung up just a little bit in the left traffic. Look at them race side by side.
This is where their spotters are so critical. I know looking around in the upper levels of the grandstand and even in the pits on top of the trucks, the guys all have spotters with radio communication, mirrors. They're all allowed in this race. And the importance of your spotter when you're coming on lap traffic cannot be underestimated.
Tony Siskone and Ed Flemke dueling it out. Siskone taking the lead on lap 228. He held it all the way from lap number 60 all the way through lap number 150. So he's got some lap money coming, but he's looking for bigger things than that.
Look at this now. They got to deal with more lap traffic again. And these guys that they're lapping, some of them are battling for positions of their own. So if they don't want to give up, lose a spot. But if the flagger gives them that blue flag, they better move over.
Siskone behind the Pete Britton car. Flemke looking for room. Flemke says, I'll try the bottom. Siskone says, no way. Lap traffic right now becomes a factor.
They're approaching Ken Woolley. He's obviously slipped out of the top 5. Obviously his car has fallen away from him, but Ken Woolley is about to go a lap down.
We'll tell you the top 5 as they come to the line this time, completing lap number 235. 15 laps to go. It's Siskone, it's Flemke, it is Tim Conley, it is the 22 of Lenny Boyd, and the 7 of Steve Park.
Boy, it doesn't
Look
get
at this
better than
traffic.
this.
Worse than the Long Island Expressway in rush hour.
Yeah, they don't pull over for you either and let you by.
No, they don't. Pete Britton just goes another lap down. Now look at Siskone. He's got a little bit of room to race. Tim Conley hanging right there in the number 94 car, the Sunoco automobile.
Well, this is one that the people here in New Jersey are going to remember for quite some time.
Siskone, like many others, extremely popular. A huge fan base and following here.
He must have kicked in the jet fuel because there's a little bit of distance now between them. No such thing as breathing room when you're battling this level of competition.
As they come to the line, this next time by, there will be 10 laps to go, and the caution flag is out. We have gone back to green flag racing action. Siskone, Flemke, and Conley, your race leaders. 6 laps to go. The caution gave the guys up front a little bit of racing room so that they don't have to deal with lap traffic. And look at what's happened. Siskone and Flemke, bumper to bumper to complete lap 45. Tim Conley has slipped to a little bit of a distant third, followed by Lenny Boyd and Steve Park. But the show is up in the front. The story is the man in the 14 car. The story right now is Tony Siskone. A racing legend here, 12-time track champion, trying to hold on for what will be 3 more laps as they come to the line this time. Meanwhile, Ed Flemke out of Flemington, Connecticut says enough is enough with the New Jersey drivers.
Not when you're dealing with that one. Enough isn't enough.
It has been that tight. Oh, they get together. Flemke and Siscone running
there's
together.
a yellow.
Caution is out, and that was the reason why Siscone saw the caution. Flemke ran up on him just a little bit, but Siscone should continue to be your race leader. We'll be right back with the closing laps. This one comes down to green and white and checkered. They'll be looking for the white flag as they come out of turn number 4 this time. It is still Siscone, Flemke, Conley, Boyd, and Park.
Well, I'll tell you, the people are on their feet. I haven't seen anybody leave.
The white flag is out. This is it. This is the race for the checkered flag in the Sunoco Race of Champions. Tony Siscone looking to finish off a superb career as the race winner, and he will be crowned the Race of Champions winner in the 44th Race of Champions sponsored by Sunoco. He must pass that post-race inspection. It was Ed Flemke 3rd, Tim Conley 4th. Tony Siscone said, if I win this one, it's all over. Hopefully we'll be able to get his thoughts in just a little bit. Tony Siscone, a cloud of dust, one away to end a career. We'll be back with a talk with the champion, Tony Siscone.
Well, the 44th running of the Sunoco Race of Champions probably will go down in the history books as one of the best. And the man who dominated most of the races with me, Tony, it's got to feel great to finally get the one you wanted, but your car was just awesome all day.
It's just unbelievable. It's a credit to the people around me, and the Dick Barney prepared 14. Him and his son Robert did a great job with our guys, and we've been together 16 years, and I stood, for the last couple of years, if I won the Race of Champions, I'd retire, and this is my last race. We've won Martinsville, we won 12 track titles, and to win the Race of Champions today was just phenomenal. The car was unbelievable.
Well, to hear that this is the last one, I know there was talk about that, but if you're going to go out, you might as well go out on the top, and that's certainly where you are today.
How could you top this? I'm afraid down the road to be trying to follow Bob Hope or something, So I'm going to stick with this one, and I think this is the way to go out with a championship season here at Flemington and to win the Race of Champions and be bestowed on that trophy that they have, the perpetual trophy. That was a goal in my life, my modified career. It's been 22 years, and I've had enough, and what an ending. I just can't believe it. I thank God and all the people, my family, and just unbelievable.
It is the end of a Cinderella story. A lot of the guys use this as what starts their career, and for you, it's the closing of it. But congratulations, a great race, a great driver. You're a champ.
Thank you very much.
And he adds his name to the list of those who have won the Race of Champions. And we've also got Eddie Flemke here.
Carol, how you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, Carol. How you doing?
Eddie,
yes.
You put on a great show yourself here. You came up a little short, but it looked like you had something there for Tony. But what a great race it was.
Well, hey, finishing second to Tony Siscone, there's nothing wrong with it. He's one of my heroes. My dad, is probably up there smiling ear to ear. If this is Tony's last one, well, we've got next year to try and come back, and the year after and the year after. But I'll tell you what, didn't let him win it. I worked as hard as I could, and I'm looking forward to come back next year.
Okay.